What's going on, guys? Wanted to cover some pretty important stuff today, and that being dialing, because here's a pretty easy way to interpret how this kind of industry or business works. You ready for it? Here's a secret trick. Employed, unemployed. Employed, unemployed. Employed, unemployed. You get it yet? Whenever that phone is down, you're in kind of panic mode, right? So there's a lot of negative stigma about dialing, right? Like, gotta pick up that phone. Shit, this thing's like a rock, right? It's heavy. I'm going to tell you guys you're thinking about it all wrong. If that is your mentality about dialing or just picking up the phone, you're already in a losing battle. You're already losing. I'm going to tell you to keep a very open mind, because you just do not know what's going to happen. You do not know what's on the other end of that phone. Someone could be really needing this, especially if you have leads and you're not cold calling. Like I'm obviously with Symmetry. We have, of course, I'm going to be biased and say our leads are the best because that's all I really work. It's not like I'm getting leads from another IMO or another supplier. Not taking live transfers, nothing like that. So when it comes to dialing, you just don't know who's on the other end of that phone. Someone who filled out that form you're calling could really need this. Like they've been waiting and just no one's gotten a hold of them, and you just happen to be the lucky guy who's helping them, or gal, whatever. You could have a $1 million annuity on the other end of the line. You just don't know unless you pick up that phone. So here's what kills me is when people, I hear people in some of our morning calls, or just agents in general across YouTube. I did 36 dials today, and I talked to one person. I set the appointment, but they canceled on me. What? That it just goes over my head, because when I was dialing full time before I hired someone to do it for me, I was doing a couple hundred dials a day, right? Like 100 minimum. On my big dial days, it was nothing for me to crank out 200-300 dials, if not more. And that was me talking to 20, 30, 40 people, setting 10, 15, sometimes I think the most appointments I've ever set in a day is 17, something like that, 16 or 17. And I'm pretty good on the phone. Not tooting my own horn. Some people are just natural at this business. It clicked very easy for me. But for the people who don't, like, I try to look at this as a numbers game, right? I heard something at a boot camp I just went to. Good buddy Carlton Lear of mine, phenomenal guy. He said dialing is kind of like, you remember when you were a kid in the bathtub, you would have some rubber ducks. Well, let's just not say you're a kid anymore. And let's say that before you got in that bathtub, I strapped $100 to 3 of these rubber ducks, and there was 50 of them in there, and you only had 10 seconds. What are you going to be doing in that bathtub? You're not going to be picking them up, checking out every detail of the duck. No, you're going to be going in, trying to find it, throwing them out, whatever, cussing, screaming, crying, I don't know. You're going to try to find those $100 bills. That is the same thing you need to be doing when you're dialing. Dialing is just a sorting process, especially if you have leads. You're sorting the people who do not want it from the people who do want it. This is your target audience over here. That's who you're trying to connect with. But you have to go for no. And that sounds completely backwards, but that's what you want to do. Look at Babe Ruth, had the most strikeouts, but also the most home runs. This is a numbers game. The people who get told no the most probably get told yes the most as well. The people who get told no the most probably write the most in APV. It's annual premium volume for people who are new to this industry. So keep in mind, like, this is a numbers game, and keep track of your metrics, right? So let's say, because this is kind of like that OBD2 port, that scanner you put in your car. This is your diagnostic tool on where your business is going wrong for dialing, appointment, like show ratio, set, how many you set, how many you actually sold, sit, set, whatever. So let's just say you did $100. I'm just ordered a whiteboard so I can start doing this for you guys. So you have $100, and let's say you talk to 10 people out of that, and you set 5 appointments. I'm being conservative. You set appointments with half the people that you talk to. Actually, let's raise this up. 20 contacts. You set 14 appointments, and only 7 show up. Let's be very conservative. You only got a half show rate. That can be typical for most people starting up in this industry. So you literally can just take these numbers and divide it to get your metrics. Like if the average application is $80 and you're making $1,000 of AP per application on average here. That's with Symmetry. I'm not sure about your IMO or whoever is watching. If your cold calling doesn't really, it still applies. But let's just say $80. So you close 7 people. You wrote $7,000 in premium. That's not actually what you're making. But let's say you're at 100% contract level. So maybe that is what you're making. You just made $7,000. But let's just say you're at a 70% contract level. You get your 75% advance, whatever. So 7,000 times 0.70, that's 4,900 times 0.75. Or let's just keep it at the 4,900. Let's just divide that by the $100 you made. So 4,900 divided by 100. That's pretty much like making $49 every time you pick up that phone, whether they told you to, I'll keep it PG on here, kick the sticks, go somewhere. You already, if you've picked up the phone and dialed, seriously, you've heard some people on bad days. But look at it like that. That's a pretty good paycheck right there. Even if you're not even talking to people, every time you pick up that phone, it's $49. Now that's very high. Let's say you're only making $15, $10 a dial. If you knew that, why would you not try to get $700-800 in a week? Why would you not? Like that's make it fun. This doesn't have to be all gloom and doom, especially if you're not as good on the phone. Like what you lack in skill, you can make up for with hustle until you get good enough to let your skill work, like make your money for you, right? So have a very positive mindset about this. But you just never know who's on the other end of that phone. Like I said, that you could, what if one of your friends' dads was the one who filled out that lead and you helped them out, and you didn't end up closing them or something. Let's just say you didn't help them out, and 4 months goes by, they end up getting cancer and they die. How would that make you kind of feel? Or would you feel a lot better knowing that you actually took the time to make that phone call, you triple dialed them, whatever, and you actually helped him get a policy that protected his family? That way, 4 months down the road, like I said, when he got cancer and passed away, his family's not having to start a GoFundMe, right? So keep a very open mind about dialing. I'm super assumptive when I'm dialing. I assume every person I talk to is going to be an appointment. Is that always the case? Hell no. Trust me, I get told all the time when I was dialing, go F yourself, whatever, this. If you notice, I've been trying not to cuss as much on here. Just a personal thing, just trying to grow and develop more. I think knowing how to use it a little bit better, because I cuss like a sailor. I'll be the first person to admit that. The F word is my favorite word. I wish I could say it all day long. I'm honest enough to admit that. Let's get back to dialing. So when people are telling you to kick rocks, whatever, just ignore it. People have bad days. Don't crumple up the lead and throw it away, or don't delete the lead off your CRM if you're using like a dialer like the Hive that I've gone over, which is an awesome platform. Link will be down below to sign up for that if you're interested in not printing out paper. If you're tired of spending $50 to $100 a month on printer ink and taking paper with you and trying to stay organized, it's a cluster. Why would you not just sign up for $1, keep it all on your laptop in one place that you can just log in wherever you want and dial from wherever you want. You can be in Jamaica making code calls or whatever, like Cody Askins. You just don't know. But it's a lot handier dialing from technology. But if you're going to be one of those excuse makers who, oh, well, the internet's kind of slow today, I'm not going to dial. I'm going to wait for it to get better. Pick up the damn phone and start dialing. So let's kind of go over, and by the way, that DCA's thing, dials, contacts, appointments, you can divide each of those fields by your annual premium volume that you wrote, or even your issued paid numbers, like net place premium. Take those and divide it by how many appointments you set, divided by how many applications you wrote, how many families you actually sat with. And those will give you pretty good numbers on your business. How do you know where you're going if you don't even know where you're at, right? Good quote I heard from someone in Symmetry. So let's kind of transition over to good dial times. I don't think you should dial every day. I'll be the first person to tell you that. Unless you're bad at it. Then you have to put in a little bit more work, have to sacrifice some of those events, whatever. That's the beauty of this business. You push for a season, for a lifetime of pulling. That's we're here for a minute on this world. You sleep 8 hours a day. It's going to take a little bit of sacrifice if you want to be successful in this industry. So with dialing, I think 7 a.m. to 9 is brilliant. I never would have thought about this until I went to the Monteith boot camp here, and it completely changed. And keep in mind, I've been pretty successful dialing like evenings on Friday. 4 to 7 on Friday and Saturday was my safe haven. I could always book appointments during that time, but I would have to put in more dials because I would just have to spend more time trying to get a hold of people. Well, I've been trying this new 7 to 9 stuff out for about a month now, and it's actually helped my contact ratio get a lot higher while pulling down my dials. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I'm getting in front of more people. That is the goal of this whole thing. I can send out of 20 people, I can send my 2 dogs out and they can come back with 5 applications. That's how simple this is. Don't overcomplicate it. But if you're not making the phone calls to get in front of those people in the first place, you're not going to make any money. You're going to walk yourself right out of this business. I'm a very honest guy and a straight shooter. This industry is not for everybody. If it was, we'd all be making $6 an hour. And then who the hell would want to do that? We need doctors. We need lawyers. We need janitors, whatever. But we also need people like me and some other insurance agents. So keep that in mind. So maybe try dialing at 7. If you have the mindset that you're bothering somebody, especially for leads, they took the time out of their busy schedule to write their weight, their height, a secret code word. I don't know. What's your favorite animal? A puppy. They tore the sheet. They put it in an envelope. They licked the stamp, put it on there, and they mailed it back to you. I'd say that has a little bit of importance to them because guess what? Only 1% of the population actually fills these flyers out. So that's crazy odds. So you're not bothering them. They took the time to request this. So you're not bothering. If you, like I said, do not have that losing mindset going into this or you've already lost the battle. So, and how I look at it is, should I dial at 7 a.m.? Yes, because if you're up, so should other people. Why would other people not be up if you're up at 7 a.m.? They might be an hour ahead. It might be 8 o'clock where they're at. You just don't know, right? So have a more positive and assumptive attitude. Belief and exposure will take you to unimaginable heights. It's crazy just what having a positive attitude can do, even with the relationships in your life. Life just becomes a lot better when you have a lot more positive mindset, because if you're one of those people who are just attracted to negative shit, that's all you're going to attract in life. If you're constantly worrying about why someone didn't pick you for a team, get over it. That's my advice for you. Instead of why me, have a why not me mentality. That's what the successful people have in common. Why would you not want to emulate that? We're not here to reinvent the wheel. We're here to steal with pride. Take whatever the top earners and learners are doing in this industry and steal. Be a copycat, be a thief here and steal with pride. Because guess what? If you're running a successful agency, you can pass that to your downlines or your organization and help grow them as individuals and leaders and producers and make your whole organization better. So why would you not do that? You're actually doing more harm than you are good by not doing that, by not trying to be the best person that you can be. And that even goes the same with leads. Why would you buy those leads if you weren't going to call them right away? Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're one of these people who buy leads and take 3 weeks to call them, I'm going to tell you just to hang up your coat right now and give me your leads. Just email me them in a PDF and I'll call them. And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. The longer you wait, the less that percentage goes down of you closing them. I don't care how good you are on the phone. Time kills all deals. I love how Cody Askin says that. Be sure to check out his videos. He goes super in depth with a lot of this stuff. Huge amount of respect for the guy after I met him. He is phenomenal with this industry. I don't know anything about property and casualty stuff like that, but I will in the future. I'm learning it now. So watch out, Cody. Not coming for you, but I'm coming up there with you. There's plenty of room for both of us in this world. So try different dialing times. If you're dialing in the evening, try dialing in the morning instead if you're not getting a hold of people. Like I said, if you're up, so should other people. So 7 to 9 on like a Monday, that has been really successful for a lot of people. Or because they haven't gone to work yet. They're not dreading it yet. But if someone's having a bad day, don't throw that lead away. Because that no just really means not right now. I'm having a bad time or something. You never know what could have happened. His wife could have just died. Their kid could have just gotten a wreck, had surgery. You just don't know what other people are going through. And that could be one of those $1 million annuities I'm talking about if you just pick the phone up and call them again. Most deals are not done in the first couple contacts. They're usually within like the 5th to 12th time of contacting that person before they actually buy something. That's why aged leads, believe it or not, have such a huge ROI. It's crazy. And for people who don't understand what ROI is, just return on investment. So keep a very open mind while dialing. If you're interested in scripts, I have plenty of those. Especially if you're doing mortgage protection or final expense, I've got a lot of good scripts. But let's just kind of, I'll definitely do another video on maybe even like a live dialing session with me or my dial or whatever, just to show you how I talk to people. And keep in mind, like, if you're talking like this, I would hang up on your ass so quick. You sound like a robot. You sound like a sick puppy. No one wants to talk to you. People can feel that energy even through the phone without even seeing you. Tonality and body language are a huge part of this business and industry. People want to work with people who are passionate and can deliver them value. So keep that in mind. But I hope that helps. I think that covered quite a bit of dialing mechanics. Last thing I would say is triple dial. I don't care who you are. If you're just calling your lead one time, you're shooting yourself in the foot with a nail gun. And I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but it hurts. Learn from my mistakes. I ran into that wall and it hurt. Learn from my mistakes and go around that wall. So triple dial your leads. And if you're using Google phone numbers, those phone numbers pop up as spam a lot. Try getting a different CRM. Like, I highly recommend the Hive. It is so user-friendly compared to Phone Burner or a lot of those other CRMs out there. This is super user-friendly and it's a lot cheaper. And you can get your numbers verified to where they don't pop up as spam. So that's a huge point for me. But make sure you're triple dialing your leads and just getting in contact with people. This is a numbers game through and through. The moment you understand ratios and metrics, you understand what writing your own paychecks means or buying your production. Because that's the beauty of this industry. This industry makes the most millionaires out of any other industry in the world each year. So keep that in mind. Thanks, guys. Hope that helps you out for anyone new looking at dialing, or if you're struggling on the phone. I'm going to tell you just to keep hammering. Make up for it with a hustle until your skill gets good enough to do it for you. So thanks, guys. I'm out. Be sure to check out the Hive, like I said. I will post a link somewhere. It'll pop up somewhere. We'll do over here. All right. Thanks, guys. See y'all.